What's up, guys? My name is Drew Blues, and this is the Gusta podcast. My topics are going to include VR gaming, older movies, and paranormal legends.
Hola, welcome everybody to the Me Gusta podcast. I am your host, Jay Grease. I have with me here today Mr. Drew Blues.
What up?
The cowboy comedian himself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How are you doing today, Drew?
Doing very good, man. Thank you so much for having me. This is the BarbacoaCore podcast,
yes,
man.
This
is
the studio. Yes, sir.
This is very cool. This is like, I had no idea. See, I've been going to the Blind Tiger for so long. I had no idea there's like a secret entrance here. Yeah. This is like mysterious. This is Batman style. I like it. For comedians, right? I don't know.
I mean, welfare Batman. I don't know. Welfare Batman. If he, had to clip coupons, I don't know. This is a Batman.
Like we have to rent out the Batcave to a lot of comedians.
Like I know Robin's next door, but this is not the Batcave.
Is that who that was? He's balding. He's just fucking doing like paperwork. He looks depressed. I feel so bad for him. It's a suicide note. Nah, this is nice, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. So I appreciate you coming on and being a part of this, man. The whole reason I really wanted to do a podcast, and this podcast in particular, was because I really love hearing people talk about things they're passionate about.
Yeah.
And you always seem passionate about whatever we're talking about
all the time.
And so I was like, man, I gotta have Drew on because I really want to really hear what some stuff that you're really into,
Yeah.
Because I already know you're gonna like teach me a couple things and just really be passionate about it. So I'm excited.
Are you ready? are you sure? Once you look into my mind, you will go crazy with anger and torture and laughter.
Drew, we're trying to get viewers.
Sorry.
To watch the podcast. I don't want to scare them off, buddy.
Sorry, my bad. Something but zebra cakes and depression. It's fine. No, I'm just kidding.
So the zebra cakes and depression.
That's the name of my next comedy album. Boom, dude.
Are you gonna get them to sponsor it?
I hope so. Zebra cakes. If you're looking at this, sorry, that's my girlfriend. Zebra cakes. I love you.
Zebra cakes. That's a new nickname. I'm gonna.
No, honestly, I like this. I like this podcast. You look at a person's perspective in a way.
Yeah.
What they like, what they're passionate about. Stuff like that. I like it. That's really cool.
So one of the first topics you brought up to me was VR, virtual reality.
Virtual reality, man.
So tell me about that. Like, what was your first kind of intro to it?
All right. So, as you know, Failed to Render Comedy Club is a comedy club that opened up during the pandemic. Right?
Okay.
And it was a comedy club that literally, people were doing Zoom mics. People were just, doing kind of whatever during the pandemic, right? Me and Israel were working on One Bad Livecast at the time. But it was just on Zoom. It was on Facebook Live. People would tune in. But Al and Kyle Render, they just took it up an extra notch. They literally built a comedy club inside virtual reality. And virtual reality at the time was just very blocky. Yeah. Just very like one-dimensional, very one-sided. They didn't even have a VR helmet. They did everything on PC. But then they got the VR helmet. And that's where my first introduction was. Like during the pandemic, Al let me try on the VR headset, and we saw the comedy club.
So at first it was like almost like a game.
Yeah,
and you had like a microphone you just talked into,
and you did comedy that way. And they did it all by computer work. And Kyle was working with a list of programmers at the time, and they built a whole ass comedy club inside VR, and it's pretty cool, man. Because
so really for you, the VR thing is mostly about comedy.
Mostly about comedy, yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly about comedy.
Like
it started off that way.
That's your biggest interest into it is the comedy part.
I like it 100% because you meet a lot of people from around the world, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know how Zoom kind of brought people together from around the country? This thing's bringing people from like around the world. Like,
wow.
I have performed for like people from like Japan, Scandinavia, fucking Russia, Scotland.
Nice.
You'll hear it. Oh, you had a good set, Lenny. I like it. I was like, oh God, there's one of them. I'm so excited. So you meet all these people, and it's badass because it's like or how is your jokes going to do outside of the United States, right?
I hate to break it to you, Drew, but those were not people from around the world. Those were just me doing different accents.
Damn
Comrade
it.
Drew, you were very funny. Great job. Very hilarious. Good. Mother Russia thanks you for your jokes.
Sergey?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
Sergey.
I just wanted to support you, buddy.
Thank you,
No,
man. I'm so sad.
That's really cool, though, man.
So hold on, you weren't that Scottish girl that we had Oculus sex with? You're a bastard. This is like Joyride, Candy Cane.
Drew, you're much better in virtual reality than you are in real life. I'm sorry, buddy. Hate to break that to you.
They add inches.
But,
What can I say?
That was the problem, man. That was the problem.
You gotta customize.
That was problem. Okay, if it gets too big, it's not pleasurable anymore, buddy. Okay. So
I broke the metaverse.
Let's get this virtual train back on track.
Yeah.
So what is it like now? I mean, that was kind of how it started. Like,
Yeah.
what's it look like now? Because I know I follow the Feldrender and Kyle on Facebook, and I've seen they've had some, move some things around. So like, what does that look like right now? What moving forward with that?
It looks badass. Like they put more detail into this, right? They put it's like an actual club now. So you go in, there's a green room, there's a bar, there's like a waiting space for the comedians, tables. They really made it into a working comedy club, and that took commitment and work. That took like only 3 years, and it's just amazing because they got all these people working for Kyle, just building worlds right now. And I know for a fact that Horizons, Metaverse, the MetaQuest, it's becoming a big thing on Facebook, and they're utilizing it. Like you can build your own world right now.
Yeah.
Like we could literally take this whole studio and put it into the metaverse. That's how badass technology it became, right? Because it could scan your whole room and then bring it into the metaverse.
Damn.
I know, dude. It's badass. And, I was working with Kyle for a little bit, and, I can really see the technology is really growing right now, right? It's not only becoming only virtual right now. It's like literally going to become like holograms in a couple of years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, literally, it can scan your room. So I know there's just one technology company. You start doing research. You still, you look at these guys build the next generation of technology, and one of them was this thing literally scanned your room, and they could put a movie scene in there, and they were playing Frankenstein. Like they were playing Frankenstein, the Wolfman. They were bringing Universal monsters, and they were doing like essentially a play for you. Like you're essentially watching these monsters like rip people apart right in front of you, and that can be built for any horror movie like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Like you can literally bring these classic movie monsters into hologram form, and I thought that was just next level shit. That's why I mess with VR so much. I try to invest my money in like technology that can change the world, and that's what I really want to see expand in a couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and I also know you have a podcast.
Yes.
That you guys basically it's in the VR.
Yeah. It's called the Texas 3 Podcast.
Okay.
And we're going to be doing that in the Unknown Theater, which is essentially another room inside the metaverse. And I started with Tiger, Shootsy, and then myself. And then we started doing episodes first in Alt Space, and then we moved to Horizons World because Alt Space actually closed down this month.
So let me ask you this, because that popped a thought in my head. I mean, did you think that changes? I mean, with stand-up comedy, doing it with people who aren't in front of you, right? And then doing a podcast with people who aren't next to you, like, does that kind of change? You think that dynamic? Does that change how you tell your jokes? Does that change, how you interact with like these people in these situations? Like, how does that really? Do you think it affects you at all, or does it should?
It affects me in a way where I have to like write what they understand. You know what I'm saying? I really can't do regional jokes, right? I can't just do Texas jokes. I got to do jokes basically about myself, about how I grew up, what's around me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then for them, see, VR, it's good, right? Because I'm loud right the fuck now. Y'all can hear it. But with this, I don't know, the headset, you got to put it on, and you really got to have mic control. Because you got to understand, like, if you drop a punchline, there's like a second or 2-second delay on their end, you know? So you really got to take pauses, right? So you're like, oh yeah, I went to the store. Pause it so they can get the setup, and then you end it off with the punch. You know what I'm saying? Then they'll laugh and you'll hear it. You got to take a little second to be like, all right, cool, I can't jump over my joke. All right, cool, now. Then I start.
So it definitely affects your performance and,
a little bit.
And your timing for sure.
But I think it makes you better, right? I mean, in real life, you know, you don't have the strain of that. But with this, it kind of made me comfortable with taking a pause once in a while with my jokes.
Yeah, being comfortable with the silence.
Yeah, there we go, bro. And
which a lot of comedians struggle with.
Dude, like crazy.
Yeah.
Like I am not a silent person. When I hear silence, I freak out. But this, I kind of learned how to, it's okay, relax a little bit. You're good. I have a little bit of time. Because that 1 second is like an eternity for comedians, right? You get that one joke in, bro, and then you're like, all right, cool.
For some comedians, it's a lot more than a second.
A lot more. But yeah, man, it's really cool.
So what about the podcast though? Does that, I mean, because there's three of you guys got to have like a dynamic. You got to have like, you know, and I'm pretty sure you guys are finding that. I know you guys aren't, you know, hundreds of episodes in or like that. But like, how does that work for you? I mean, because you guys aren't in the same room, obviously. I mean, that would defeat the point, right? So. What do you do to make sure you guys can still play off each other and have that dynamic?
So with one, again, it's the 2-second pauses because we're not in the same room together. So I have to like relax because if you start talking, it's like a jumble. So we kind of had like some cues where I'm like, all right, cool. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to raise my hand every time I'm done talking, right? You're going to raise yours if you're going to stop. If you have like something there, we essentially have like little hand motions, right? If you have like different topics.
Yeah.
So we don't step over each other because that's the one big thing, man, because first episode we started jumping all over each other. It was a chaotic episode, but in a good way, you know?
Yeah.
The audience got involved, and that's the one big thing too, where we have audience in there too. So we really got to play off with the audience. So we got to take those pauses for ourselves, and then with those hand motions, we realize, okay, hold on, the audience member is going to speak. Let them speak.
Okay.
Like, oh, hold on. All right, cool.
Yeah.
They have a topic they want to talk about. Like, it's very interesting, man. It's
wouldn't it just be easier to do it in person?
It would be. It would be. Definitely would be. But
no,
see, you never seen like anything in the metaverse, like a podcast or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
no, I was I think that for me, that delay would that's one of the reasons why I haven't done the VR comedy, is because that dynamic just kind of, you know, worries me.
Right.
You know. And so
is it like is it fear that the joke's not going to come across, or is it just like, okay,
I'm not going to enjoy it? Yeah,
you're not?
And that's for me, like if I'm not good at something, if I don't enjoy it, like if I don't feel like I have potential in something, like I immediately stop it. Like it's a problem. It's been a problem in my life. Fortunately, I didn't, I didn't do that with comedy.
Yeah.
I let being bad at that keep me going. But
whatever.
But no, I feel like that's what, like, I've had a VR set for a while now, and I play like a lot of cool games on there and like that. But everyone keeps telling me, like Tigers told me, and that I should try the VR thing, and the comedians have talked about it, but I've even offered people like, yeah, if you want to try it, here, you can use my headset.
Okay,
but
let me ask you, what was your
I
first experience with the comedy? Like, what exactly happened that made you like, all right, screw this, I'm not going to do it anymore? Or you just never tried it at all?
Oh, no, I haven't tried it at all.
Oh, at all?
I haven't.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm afraid that I'm going to do it, and then I'm just not going to, like, enjoy it.
No,
like, I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to be like, okay, this is like... And also, like, whenever I've done, like, VR, like, I get... I don't know, like the headset's real tight, like I get sweaty, maybe it's because the games I'm playing, but I don't know, I just can't, like, I'm afraid like I'm gonna be like, man, I didn't enjoy that at all.
Dude,
like, and there's also like, when you walk into like an open mic or a show or anything like that, like there's an energy, there's sometimes it's good,
right,
sometimes it's bad,
right.
But there's still like an energy, there's still like an ambiance that you have when you're in there,
right.
And I just don't know if I'll have that same energy when I'm in my boxers at my house. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know if I could still, and...
Dude, that's the most freeing. What are you talking about, man?
I don't know,
We can't take our boxers off at a comedy club. It's frowned upon. We're not Bert Kreischer,
Bub Jenkins does it, so I don't know. But no, I really just I don't know. For me, like even like anything like I do like on stage, like I always get this anxiety right before.
Right.
You know, and I have this theory that kind of does me a favor. Like it's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't know if I'd have that same anxiety before I went into the VR, comedy club.
I get you, because you're like a real visual person. You like to read the room. You like to read, their expressions on their faces. You can't really do that.
Yeah,
essentially, at an avatar.
Yeah, sometimes you when you're doing a show, you feed off that crowd energy.
You do,
or there's no crowd energy, and that affects you, and so yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's one of the reasons like I've been kind of hesitant and haven't tried it out.
You know what? I will say this. It kind of depends on the room. Like if you have a shit ton of people, you're gonna feel it's the same feeling essentially. But like you're right. I have had those fucking those performances where you go up on stage and you're performing for these people, and then you just hear the like you drop the punch. You're waiting for that second, and then okay, cool, and then you just hear. I'm like, oh, this sucks. This sucks, dude.
Delayed laughter is the worst laughter.
You think it's bad in real life? Worse in VR, man. I'm like, oh, that joke was gonna hit. I stepped over it, and then you hear them. You're talking, right? You hear they're laughing, and then they're cutting off because you're talking. That's what I'm saying. I have to take that pause because I am I'm a fast person. I'll go right into the next punch, but then I'm like, I gotta pause. All right, cool. I can't do this anymore. It sucks, dude. You are right, but I will say it right now that it's getting a lot better. There's a lot of people that are going out there into the metaverse and they're actually watching comedy shows. So it's a good feeling to have a little bit. Now, Horizons Worlds is a little bit tricky because of how the mic is set up, but it's getting there. I would just try it, man. Just one open mic.
I'm gonna at some point, and we'll see how I like it or not. I mean, I definitely, want to, stage time is stage time, right?
That's what I'm saying.
And definitely like I said, a new experience.
It's not for everybody, but it's just a way. Like if you can't go out because you're a dad, right? Because I can't go out all the time because I work late, so I get stage time in. Just get it out of the way real quick. Oh, I wrote that little joke. Oh, it hit. All right, cool. I'm out. Something, because we can't be out every night. So it's just like this is just a way. I'm gonna perform tonight no matter what.
What are some other games you like playing? Like things you like doing in VR?
Oh man, I'm ready for this. Iron Man VR, dude.
Really?
Yes. You played it?
No.
Dude.
Like you get to be Iron Man?
That
does sound cool.
And like it looks cool. Like it looks cool in VR, but like I could just only imagine how it looks like in real life. I'm just going. Look at, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm lit there with my paddles like this. It's weird. It's really, really weird. And it's a cool game. That's one of the games I like playing. It's addicting. What games do you play?
Beat Saber.
Beat Saber.
Like I like playing online, like against other people.
I've never played it.
Oh man, it's basically like Guitar Hero kind of. Like you have to your hands are like turned to like lightsabers basically. And you have to slice boxes like the way like the arrow's pointed.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's like the beat of the music to different songs.
Damn. Okay. So
I mean, there's like levels to it. Like there's like easy, and then there's like all the way to like expert ×2, and it's like the speed and like oh man. Like,
that's why you're slimming down.
Oh,
dude, because you're fucking playing those.
No, this is all. This is all pharmaceuticals. This is body by Ozempic, buddy.
Give me some, bro. Snort it right now. I'm gonna get abs at the end of this.
No, you gotta get diabetes, or be insanely wealthy, and then apparently celebrities can not have diabetes and get Ozempic.
God, fuck. I'm good. I didn't even know what the hell that was.
Yeah, you don't want diabetes. Or you do. I don't know your life.
I mean, I need the thrill. Low blood sugar. All right, cool. I'm good. That's good.
But That's okay. So I'll do VR comedy, and you play Beat Saber.
I will play Beat Saber.
We'll try each other's virtual reality.
Hold on, is that the only game you played? Like I played Star Wars. That got me the Darth Vader game.
I did play a little bit of that once, and then I did. There's like this other. It's a workout one too. It's like it's like boxing and like there's a meditation part on there.
Is it like Fit VR?
I know it's called Supernatural.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that good? Because I got Fit VR because I have boxing. That was the only thing.
What's crazy about Supernatural is like they put you in like Norway and like the mountains, and like they transport you to like these different like areas, and like it. I put it on. I was like, oh, like I was there.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. Like I Beat Saber, like it's obviously like a fictional world. Like the VR comedy is obviously a fictional. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's getting better, but this, like, it was like I was on a mountaintop, bro.
Damn.
It was insane. And so that, and then you're like doing workouts like on like a hill. Like it's pretty cool.
And that's crazy because I'm lazy. I can't even go to Planet Fitness.
Oh, I was hurting afterwards.
Were you?
Yeah, it does not feel good after I get done.
Did you do yoga and shit or what?
You can.
Okay.
That's not me.
That's not you. Just
Yeah,
did you box or did you like different?
Well, they have something kind of like Beat Saber.
Okay.
And then they have like a boxing one where like you punch the boxes basically instead of like slicing them.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, it's pretty cool.
I bet I need to get that, dude, because I'm lazy as hell. I have a gym membership that I've been paying for.
I'm not gonna. So this is a true story. At one time, I was paying for 3 different gym memberships.
Nah.
And I didn't go to any of them for almost a year.
Jay.
Look. There was a thought process about it, okay? So there was one that was 24 hours, right? So I could go anytime I wanted.
Right.
Right. Then there was one that was like real fancy.
All right.
Right. So it was like I was treating myself, right? And then there was a third one that gave like free classes, so I could go do like workout classes, and it would only cost me my gym membership.
This sounds these
were all
sound expensive. Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you the price tag.
Oh
monthly.
man, I'm bad. You said fancy. I was like, that has to be like a $30 price tag on that membership.
It was more than that, sir.
Oh.
But yeah. So yeah, VR. Not that headset was like $300, and I didn't even buy it. It was a gift. So yeah, I spent less money doing that.
Yo, dude, did you get rid of the memberships, or you still have these?
Oh,
3?
this was a long time ago.
Okay,
Just to be clear, this is.
Oh, thank God.
This isn't now. This isn't much more fiscally responsible now.
I'm about to say you're just paying a mortgage at this point.
I waste my money on other things. So, but yeah, awesome, man. So you'll play Beat Saber. I'll do VR comedy.
Yes. And we're gonna record it, and I'll send it to you.
Cool. That's awesome, man.
Your first open mic, dude. This is gonna be exciting. You'll like it. I think you'll like it.
Well, I don't like most open mics, so I don't know, buddy. I don't know. This is the VR world. If it's really reality, I probably won't like it. So.
It's like reality. You'll be crying afterwards. I mean, I cried afterwards.
Speaking of crying afterwards, older movies.
Older movies.
Top 3. I mean, this is your other topic. What you can only pick 3. These are the 3 you're gonna watch. And when you said older movies, how old are we?
Oh, we're talking about 80s, man.
Okay.
Yeah, 80s.
So we're not talking like Casablanca.
Ooh, damn! I kind of wanted to talk about Casablanca.
Well, I mean, we can. I just didn't know what your definition of was.
Well, see, you can't put me at 3 because my range of movies differs, right? Because I'll separate it by genre. So comedy, you already know, Animal House, Blues Brothers, fucking Beverly Hills Ninja, you know. But like with like action movies, we'll categorize it by action movies.
Okay, so top 3 action movies.
Got it.
And top 3 rom-coms.
Okay. Damn, rom-coms.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a big rom-com guy.
You're not a big rom-com guy?
You know what?
That's disappointing.
That's the 3. You know, I'll give you 3.
Okay.
Okay. So, action movies. Hands down, RoboCop. RoboCop, Escape from LA.
Okay.
And the third one, the most hands down badass action movie ever, is a sequel to RoboCop, RoboCop 2.
I feel like that shouldn't count. I feel like those were basically the same movie.
Dude, if you watch RoboCop or RoboCop 2, you'll see why I picked that as my 1 and 3rd, all right? Because that is a badass movie.
So what it is about the RoboCop movies that
Because they got comedy in there, comedy elements in there, yeah. Because they'll have like little fake commercials, right? They'll do a commercial. They'll talk about their a comedy. They'll have like talk about comedy movies, and it'll be the one same guy go, "I'll buy that for $1," and you can see that this is impacting the world because you'll see the newspaper agent, "Oh God, get that for $1," and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." They'll talk about the security drones and shit, and it's badass, man, because. They just built their own world, and we get to live in it for like an hour.
Yeah.
That's how badass it is. That's why I love RoboCop.
Did you watch the remake?
It sucked. Horrible.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was okay.
Nah.
I mean, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. I will give you that. It wasn't bad.
I think that when it comes to like reboots and stuff like that, like we're judging it based on, which is understandable, judging it based on, the original. But if you took it on its own merit, like I don't think it'd be a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie. You know what? You're right. I'm hating on it. You know what? It was kind of like Chappie to me.
Okay.
In a sense.
I like Chappie.
Chappie was good.
Yeah.
It just pisses me off that there's not a Chappie 2 right now or a damn District 10 or, you know what? That's a whole nother podcast.
Does that guy do sequels? I don't think that director
He doesn't do shit, dude. He's like an anime. He's like, oh, we're going to stop it off in one season. Nah, motherfucker, you go for 2 seasons. What's wrong with you?
And so,
I'm passionate about this.
It's very American of you.
I want another one, goddammit. I want more.
And Escape from LA or Escape from New York?
Escape from LA.
Escape from LA. Why that one and not Escape from New York?
You know what? Escape from LA is awesome just because, for one, it had Bruce Campbell in there.
Okay.
Bruce Campbell, Evil Dead, hell yeah. And for 2, it was just, it was one of the first movies I actually watched from Kurt Russell.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. People had The Thing. My grandpa had Escape from LA.
What was the first movie I watched of Kurt Russell was Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, dude.
That movie was my childhood.
God,
like that, the kung fu and the karate, like that was.
You're making me want to change my third one now.
It's a good movie.
Damn it! You know what? I gotta put Big Trouble Little China because I named
instead of Escape from LA?
Yeah, because I named my van the Pork Chop Express.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. I have a sticker for it that I bought for it. It's gonna be around the back windshield. Dude, Big Trouble Little China was the shit, dude.
It was.
It really was, man. How old were you when you first watched it?
Oh, man. Maybe like 8 or 9, maybe 10.
No shit, dude. Damn, I'm jealous. You seen it in theaters?
Mm-mm.
No?
No, I'm not that old.
Oh, shit.
Damn, Drew. I was born in the 80s. I wasn't in the 80s.
Oh, my bad. I don't know.
I didn't graduate in the 80s.
Hey,
buddy.
they had drive-ins too in the 90s.
I was born in 88, Drew.
I'm sorry.
I know I look like I'm in my 60s, okay?
Get the fuck out of here.
It's just the diabetes. It doesn't age you well. So.
Did you have like a VCR?
Yeah, I had a VCR.
I'm so sorry, dude. So most of the movies I saw were like in drive-ins.
Really?
Yeah. Like all these 80s movies.
The drive-ins is like one of my favorite places to go.
Hell yeah, man.
Movie theaters in general are like my happy place, but
Right.
drive-ins especially.
There was just something extra special about it because it was in the big screen. You're outside. It was really, really chill. My first movie that I ever saw on the big screen was actually Blues Brothers in the drive-in.
Okay.
Yeah, that movie was the shit too.
I was surprised that wasn't one of your topics today. I thought that would have been like one of the things that you were definitely going to want to bring up and talk about.
First off, we're on a time limit, so if I go on about Blues Brothers, I'm gonna have to bring the
That's
lore
gonna
of
be
it.
a special episode?
That's a special episode,
Okay.
bro. Because we're gonna have to talk. I'm gonna have to bring my board and shit. You know,
You got a board?
I'm just kidding.
Is it like a shrine?
Yes, it is.
Should Dan Aykroyd be concerned?
You see right here, I brought my sniffy box. This is
Oh man, that is concerning.
Nah, man. I love Blues Brothers. It's one of my very first movies I actually watched because my grandpa was actually from Chicago, and he actually watched Blues Brothers, and he was actually there when SNL first dropped back in the
wow.
70s. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. He was in Chicago. He said he was watching. What was it? He was on a night shift. He looks up. He sees Saturday Night Live, and he was just so excited because he had saw John Belushi from National Lampoons. They did this whole Woodstock.
Yeah.
They're making fun of Woodstock. It was like a parody or whatever. And he said he loved it. He has the album, so he liked John Belushi. And then when Blues Brothers came out, he was just shocked and it was in Chicago, so that was just his favorite movie ever.
I think the Blues Brothers that's considered a romantic comedy, right? That's a rom-com.
It's a rom-com.
I would say.
Yeah, of
that's
course.
debatable.
Yeah, no,
There's love in there.
There's love
it's
in there.
It's a comedy.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Carrie Fisher is in there, so that's his ex-wife. So,
okay,
I'm considering that as a rom-com.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would that be your top 3 rom-coms?
Okay. Sleepless in Seattle.
Okay.
That's with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a hard
Classic.
one. Okay, that's one. Because I'm talking about rom-coms that are interesting. Like, these are, like, just real rom-coms. Would, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind be a rom-com? No, Pat, why not?
I think a dark romantic comedy.
That's a romantic comedy right there. It's filled with love.
That shit is sad. Real love. That shit is sad.
Yeah. It's not the whole love where I'm going to pick you up and spin you around. Nah, this chick broke your heart. He is in a bed crying.
I think if you're in the middle of a breakup, it's definitely a romantic comedy. All right, I'll give you that one.
Okay, cool. And then the third one, would you consider Big a romantic comedy?
I don't think so, buddy. That woman slept with a child in that movie. If you want to consider that a romantic comedy, that's what you're into, buddy. But do you remember that?
I remember that.
So those of you who don't know, if we have a younger audience, Big is a movie starring Tom Hanks where he, as a 13-year-old child, wishes to be big. That's the title of the movie. Mm-hmm. And, well, he gets his wish overnight. He wakes up and he's like a 30-year-old man.
Spoiler alert.
And then he's got to get a job because that's what you got to do in your 30s. You got to get a job and pay bills and pay taxes, right? So then he gets a job. And this is the 80s and he's a white man, so it's very easy for him to get a job. No kind of paperwork or anything. He just lands a job as like an executive at a toy company. It's really weird. But then he starts
dreams.
But then he falls in love with this lady he works with, and she, thinking that he is a 30-year-old man, they have sex. And then at the end of the movie, he goes back to being a 13-year-old boy, and she knows about it, and it's just like, I wish you the best. Like, she didn't question her decision to have sex. Like, she wasn't disgusted at all.
But it was after the fact, though. He's still Tom Hanks in this whole process.
Okay.
He's still
okay. I get
he's
that.
not Noah Reimer yet. He is damn Tom Hanks.
I'm
right?
not faulting her for doing it, like in the, when it happened, but afterwards, she could have like done some self-reflecting.
Right.
Like, she just seemed to be okay with it. Like, it's cool.
Oh, but when Julia Gardner does it at 13 going on 30, all of a sudden it's cool? Whatever, bro.
I didn't watch that movie, so I don't know if that's what happened.
That was my mom's favorite fucking movie.
Really?
Yes. I had to sit through the theater for that shit. But Julia Gardner does it, and then she's a hero. She's
Are you saying Julia Gardner?
Gardner? Is that her name? Garner?
I think it's Gardner. Buddy.
It's Gardner.
It's not.
She was Latina. It's Gardner, all right?
Okay. No mames, way. Yeah. So yeah, no, no, not unless you're into that shit.
Okay,
I don't think
mind.
that's. I don't think that counts.
Damn. Okay, the third romantic movie. All right. Hold on. Romantic comedy. See, that's hard, man.
I think it's only hard if you hate love. Drew.
How about Evil Dead 2? Is that's romantic? They fall in love at the end.
Sure.
You don't know. No, you know what? The third romantic comedy movie, it's with Jack Black. That was a funny movie. I like that one. The Holiday. The Holiday was pretty good.
I'll give you The Holiday. I
Holiday
really
was
thought
pretty
you were
good.
going to say Shallow Hal, and I was like, buddy, you are just 0 for 2 for problematic movies you're bringing up, man. But yeah, The Holiday. I'll give you The
Tenacious
Holiday.
D. I'm sorry.
I'll give you The Holiday.
The Holiday. That was pretty good.
That was a good movie. That's a slept on movie. I don't think that's like would be in most people's like top 5.
Yeah. You know what?
But I think it should be. I think it's a good movie.
Jack Black played a really good fucking role in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a good movie. I love a good rom-com.
Right. Yeah.
That's why I brought it up, because I love a good rom-com.
All right. What's your top 3 now?
Oof. That's like me asking you to pick top 3 movies in general. Like, I don't know. Man. Gosh.
Twilight.
That's not a romantic comedy. That's sci-fi, buddy. That's not sci-fi. That's fantasy. Man.
See, it's a hard one, right?
Well, for me, like it depends. Like, am I picking 3 rom-coms that are just the best overall time, or am I picking 3 that I enjoy the most? Am I picking 3 that really, if I want to go, if I'm having a bad day? Like, there's different. Like, I tell you, I love rom-coms.
Okay.
It's
okay. What's your rom-com go to when you're having a bad day?
I'm having a bad day. Is Love Actually.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. What's the other one? That's with Matthew McConaughey, by the way, right?
No, buddy. It's a British. It's set in Britain. I doubt Matthew McConaughey pull off a British accent.
This is a Hugh Grant movie.
It is a Hugh Grant movie.
It's a Hugh Grant movie. That dude's in every British rom-com.
Yeah. I at the top of it are probably all like Notting Hill.
Okay.
It will probably be in there.
That's another Hugh Grant.
That is another Hugh Grant. And maybe 50 First Dates.
Damn, I forgot about 50 First Dates. Yeah. Okay.
I think those are the 3 that I'd probably watch if like I'm having a bad day and I want to cheer myself up.
Well, okay, what was it about these movies? You're like, oh, I like that. What is it about Notting Hill? Because I don't think I've ever seen Notting Hill.
It's just, a story about a girl standing in front of a guy asking.
Is that where Is that where it comes from? Is that where it comes from? Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, it's classic. Sense. Like this guy who's like not like a celebrity. The celebrity falls in love with him, and like they all, it's the hope,
that there's love at the horizon.
That possibly Emma Watson one day will fall in love with me. That's why I like Notting Hill.
Emma Watson. All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really, really cool. So, okay. What's your rom-com? What is your rom-com when you're having date night?
Ooh, you don't. I don't know if watching a rom-com on date night. I don't know. Really? There's actually really one. Speaking of Emma Watson, there's actually a really good rom-com with Daniel Radcliffe.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
I can't think of the name of it right now, but I think it's called. Is it What Happens? I can't remember, but it's a really good rom-com. Like he's fantastic in it, and also one that I don't think a lot of people know about. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was really good.
Was this like a recent movie with Daniel Radcliffe?
It was maybe like 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sahara was actually a rom-com. Is that
the Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah.
I was gonna say. There's another one. Is it Gold Rush or you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. Oh. Yeah, that Matthew McConaughey, he's the king of rom-coms.
He is the king of rom-coms. Because there's actually another one he was in too, right? Like in the 90s or 2005 or whatever.
He's been in like a slew of rom-coms.
He had a lot of rom-coms. Wow.
That's how he like, got to do like the good movies.
Dude, I've noticed that, right? Because Hugh Jackman was actually in a rom-com before he got Wolverine. Leopold.
So if you were in a rom-com, who would you want to be your romantic co-star?
Selena Gomez.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that.
Yeah, right?
We
meet like grabbing the last taco and our hands touch, and then romance ensues.
Would you give her the last taco?
I would give her I'll split it with her.
Depends on the taco, right?
It depends on the taco.
Yeah.
Bean and cheese. I'm not going to share it with you.
Yeah, if it was at that store, she's going to have to wait for the next one.
You're going to have to fucking kill me. That's crazy rom-coms, man.
Okay, so we talked about action movies, rom-coms. What are just some older movies that you really love?
So older movies that I really love. I'm not going to go for the generic, like Star Wars. I'm not going to go for the generic, whatever the fact. But I'm going to take it a notch. One of the favorite movies I actually did like watching when I was a kid, and still pretty much holds up to this day, is fucking Never Ending Story, dude. Atreyu. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, nice.
I'll see. I started doing this thing when I was watching Never Ending Story where I'll see like a taco and I'll start playing like, how they see the ivory tower out the distance and you hear that. So I'll see like a bowl filled with weed.
Have you ever watched that movie High?
Yes, like crazy, man.
I feel like that was a dumb question for me to ask you.
Dude, okay, I will tell you the worst movie that I love but I hate at the same time is Land Before Time. The first one. You've never seen it?
No, I've seen it. Why do you love it and hate it? Like,
Dude,
what
that
is...
shit makes me cry, dude. I'm a mama's boy, bro.
Oh, okay.
Dude, and you know what? You know what pissed me off? I went on a date like about 2 weeks ago, and we're like scrolling through Netflix, and Land Before Time was actually one of the movies that they played. I was like, oh, whatever. I'm on a date. It's going to be cool. I fucking started tearing up when Littlefoot's mom died. I was like holding it in. I was like, don't cry. Don't cry. Don't
you can't
cry.
Be afraid to
Dude,
show
I
your
fucking
emotions
cried.
and your vulnerability.
I got emotional, bro.
Wait, what date was this? Was this date 2, 3?
This is
4?
actually the first one.
The
And
first
you know what?
date
And
you
you know,
cried.
we
Yeah, buddy,
hung out
not a good
before.
look.
We hung out before, right? But she picked the movie. I was like, you know what? You go ahead and pick the movie. And I came into the living room because I just went to use the restroom. What she picked fucking Land Before Time. I was like, God damn it.
Wait, so the first date, Drew, and you don't... It's at like...
Her house, yeah.
That's not a date, buddy.
Oh.
I don't think that's a date. I think you got to go out and do things for it to be a date. I mean, that just seems...
I went out and I did things. That's a date, buddy.
Okay. All right. Yeah?
Yeah.
You need to take...
You said it, not me, sir.
You need to
right?
take her out to dinner on your next date, please. Please do not just make her see you cry every day.
I'm gonna show her Notting Hill. Yeah, I gotta show her stuff, bro. Man, for real, why would you pick Land Before Time, man? And it was like we weren't even watching it, but I love that movie, so I'm like I'm making out with her, and I'm like, Littlefoot.
And she thinks that she's that bad at kissing.
Yeah. She's like, is it me? Like, no, it's not
You're
you.
like, no, this is just how I get lube. This is the only way I can come. Oh, man.
Oh, shit, dude. Oh, well, I'm sure
right.
I shared that with y'all.
Nice.
The vulnerable side of the podcast.
Okay.
Oh, bro, that's my favorite fucking story to tell. That was fucking hilarious.
Okay, this is the topic that I've been really excited to talk to you about. Paranormal and like monsters.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Hell
So-
yes. All right. So I have been. Yeah, I told you I loved older movies. You know, I love Frankenstein, Wolfman, Dracula. And that's a lot of research that you do into that. So I really started, watching, reading books about just paranormal legends. And I love researching like legends in San Antonio, right? So there's this one. I've been a monster hunter, by the way, when I was a kid.
Yeah, you told me that. So let's start there, buddy. Let's start from the beginning. What do you mean you were a monster hunter? Like what?
So there's this legend around San Antonio that they always told, right? Because my grandpa was in Castroville. Totally, he would bring us over to this neighbor, and this neighbor, they would drink it with my grandpa, hang out. Well, he told us a story that I went to go investigate like
Was it the
years
chupacabra?
later. No, it wasn't a chupacabra. The San Antonio pterodactyl.
How old were you?
I was about 15.
And you were like, I'm gonna catch this dinosaur.
Yes, because it's all over in the San Antonio Star. By the way, if you actually research the newspaper that was printing back then, you'll see that there was a flying creature that was seen around San Antonio, and this guy told us that he was one of the teachers that let his kids out. So his name's in the newspaper, right? Arthur Fowler. This guy was with 2 other coworkers, supposedly, right? I've never seen this creature. This is just a legend that I've fucking heard. He let his kids out one day for recess or whatever, right? And it's like he goes outside, he's observing, he's smoking with the teachers, whatever the fuck they did in the 70s. And he said that there is something that blocked out the sun for 3 seconds, and I supposedly picked up a kid, swooped down, picked up a kid, and the kid was thrashing around, freaking out. And like these two other fucking teachers see it, like, what the fuck? Everyone's freaking out. And this kid's thrashing about so much that the creature just drops it and it takes off into the sky. So he's telling us this, and he's showing us all these newspaper articles, right? It was just a big phenomenon that was going on. But not only him, there was a guy down the street from my grandpa that said that there was one time that he was asleep at his parents' trailer, and he heard something land on the trailer, and his dad goes outside along with him. He had a shotgun, and he freaked out because he looks up and he sees this big ass winged creature, man. He said it looked like a bald demon, right? Fucking jaws, crazy ass fucking jaws as big as, like, sharp as daggers, fucking growled at him and just took off into the night sky too. And he's telling us this story. Again, I don't fucking believe this shit, right? I don't. But there's
bald demon is what my ex-wife calls me. Sorry, I just thought of that.
Did you do the same move?
Okay, so
yeah,
I'm sorry. Continue.
No, man, no. And like I was always interested in like these different legends that are going on. And, you know, I've asked like professors in the Woody Museum and shit. Is like, is it possible for dinosaurs to be still around after all this time? He goes, fuck yeah, it's possible, because this area during Pangea was never really affected, I guess, by the Ice Age, right? Because it was still dry, arid desert, you know. It's fucking Texas, right? So it's still possible between then and now for dinosaurs to emerge. And there's a shit ton of evidence that pterodactyls used to fly here to fly south for the winter, essentially.
To be clear, though, you've never actually caught a monster.
No, never. But I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
So I'm hearing all these stories, and then finally the third person was this old retired general. Right, he lived right down by a Medina Valley River, and he used to tell us, again, another story that he was stationed out in Castroville, and he was just stationed out, and this is where the farmers back in the day used to bring their cattle in to go drink from the water, and they bring them back out. Well, he goes, there was several creatures that were around still. He described it the same way that this old dude and this old dude described it, right?
Yeah.
Just a winged creature. It sounded like Bibles opening and closing, just leather wings. Picked up cows. He used to take them out into the fucking mountains. And again, I am freaking out. My cousin's freaking out. So we're like, you know what? Let's go see if it's still around. Because apparently if it's still around, it's going to be up into the Medina Valley, you know, river. Yeah. So me and my cousin went to go camping one day. And we're along the river. And we're chilling. And again, we're fucking young, man. We're not even supposed to be out here. I'm freaking out the whole time because I was like, I wanted to do it, but I kind of changed my mind. My cousin was like, nah, bitch, come on, we're doing this. I'm like, all right, dude. And we're in their tents, and then I'm freaking out the whole time, right? I'm hearing like, stop! What is that? Like, I'm freaking out the whole time, man. And whatever, nothing happens. We're just, you know, we camped out essentially. Well, it was like 3, 4 in the morning, dude. And you just fucking felt a gust of wind hit the tent, just. But it would just happen like just real quick, and then it would stop. Like, what the hell? Then it would stop, and then you just felt this whole gust. We're outside. And again, I'm a believer, man, because literally something big passed up our tent, like just huge, man, because there was moonlight, but something just big just went and just took off. And I don't know if it was the pterodactyl, but all I know is that I felt something and I saw something outside the tent that I don't think I could ever explain, because it was pretty massive, man. It blocked out the sun for a good 2 fucking seconds, man. And I don't know if it's a big ass bird or a vulture, but I just don't think they could create that much wind. So I went hunting for the San Antonio pterodactyl, and I think I found him. I don't know, but that was one that I was a firm believer in. I was like, I love monster hunting, so I started getting, you know, really obsessed and like the legends around Texas, like what else is out there. Like my biggest find that I really want to go out to is in the middle of the edge of Texas, where it borders between Texas and Louisiana, for Texas's version of a Bigfoot.
You know, what I heard from that story was that you went completely unprepared to fight a monster.
Yes.
Like, I didn't hear one mention about a weapon.
No.
Or protective gear.
No.
Just a tent.
You know what we got? We got a shit ton of snacks.
So you were planning on luring the monster.
I don't know what we were doing, dude. I just wanted to see the thing. We weren't gonna fight it. We weren't gonna do nothing. I just wanted to see if this was real. But yes, you're right. We should have bought a gun or something. But yeah,
I don't know about a gun, but I mean, I feel like you could have came a little more prepared.
What is a knife gonna do, though?
I don't know. A broadsword?
A broadsword?
I feel like just going out there and hoping for the best. You didn't have a plan, is what I'm saying. There was no plan involved.
It essentially became a fishing trip at that point. It was crazy, man. I don't know what it was, but it was a big fucking thing that flew right over the tent. And again, I just became a firm believer in that because I don't know what the hell this is, because I heard a lot of stories that could be like a big-ass vulture or a thunderbird, but this thing generated so much fucking wind. It was just amazing to me. Like, it was just badass. And
so
you heard it,
what
too.
What would you say to skeptics who, like, don't believe in Bigfoot or Nessie or, or the San Antonio pterodactyl? Like,
I would say that you never know. I mean, you don't really have the answers to everything. That's what I would say.
Is that enough to believe in something, though?
I think so. There has to be a hope of mystery in the world. I mean, not all of the world's discovered, man. There has to be something that you could explore, right? And I think in this technology age, I mean, yeah, we think we know it all, but come on, we really don't know it all. That's essentially what I believe.
Okay. So, you started talking about Bigfoot near Louisiana. Is that
it's another story that I heard from my grandpa. It's, this thing is called the Booger Man. The Booger Man the Booger Man. Because bordering between Texas and Louisiana, there's big ass swampland.
Okay.
And you just apparently from what they've heard is that this creature would rise up out of the swamp, be covered with so much moss, they start calling him like, "Oh, look like a booger." It looked like a booger out there.
Okay, you know what? A second ago you had me. I'm like, no, he's right. There's a possibility. You don't know what's out there, and then you just told me that he's called Booger Man because
the moss and shit. Yeah, bro. I
booger.
So you know, I look it up. I don't know why they call him the Booger Man, but that's essentially what it is. It's just a Bigfoot covered in moss. It looks like a giant ass green booger. I thought it was Swamp Thing at first because people will take pictures. I'll Google it and they're like, "Oh wow." Oh, okay, come on. Really looks like Swamp Thing right there. Again, I don't know, but it's just like I have to see it to believe it kind of thing. But I want to see if it's real, right? I want to go out there to see if something is what they describe, kind of thing.
Well, so
I'll be better prepared this time if I ever go.
The next time you go monster hunting, I want to tag along.
Dude, let's do it,
But we gotta have a plan.
We're gonna come up with the plan. All right.
We gotta have a plan first. Just like an in case of,
I'm down for that. Okay, so do you not believe in any legends, or are you very of a skeptical mind almost?
I'm a very practical person.
I got you.
I believe what I can, see and hold, and
no weird occurrences in your life that made you be like, wow, okay.
Nope.
Nothing?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I believe what I can.
What you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't doubt your experiences.
No, of course.
But no, nothing.
All right.
No.
So you don't. Okay. So like, what's going on with the people seeing UFOs? Like, do you think there's like a?
Aliens are for sure real.
Okay. All right.
I don't know.
There it is.
I don't know if we've made contact with them or anything like that, or they've been here. But the universe is way too big. There's way too many galaxies and solar systems,
right,
for us to be the only people. I think that's arrogant to think we're the only ones.
Right. So you don't.
But I mean, I don't know if I feel like if they came here and tuned into like Fox News, like they'd probably or just witnessed America or the world in general, they'd probably just be like, all right.
Dude, if they see TikTok for more than 5 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine what their algorithm would be.
We're out. So you believe that they're like they touch down. You know what? I had this conversation with somebody about aliens too. Like you are right. They did come 1,000 years ago, settle upon, the earth for a little bit. And that's what we describe as gods and shit. And I thought that was a great explanation because
yeah, I've heard that before.
I think Atlantis used to be an alien hub.
Atlantis.
Yeah. Okay. So hear me out. So I'm doing research on this, and apparently, how Atlantis used to be was like a whole mix of cultures. You had Mayan, you had, Egyptian, you had Chinese, and then the destruction happened, right? And so all these civilizations just kind of blew out. So that's why if you see around the world, different cultures has their own fucking variations of a pyramid, right? So you have like the Mayan pyramids, you have the Egyptian pyramids. There's pyramids in, Mexico. There's also pyramids in China too. So I'm just thinking like maybe that's a great explanation. The aliens just touched down, gave us all this technology. Atlantis fucking just got destroyed, and then they all just branched out and created their own civilizations. Kind of like gave a jump start to humanity almost. That's just a theory. I don't know if it's real, but I just thought I'm interested in that too.
Well, I feel like you said, we don't know everything.
Yeah.
But I do know that I love the movie Atlantis.
Oh, dude. The Lost
Disney
Empire
movie.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
legit. And that's where we're going to end things, buddy.
All right.
No, I really appreciate you coming on here.
Oh, thank you, man.
Thank you so much. Why don't you tell the people where they can find you at? If you got anything coming up, any shows you want to plug, anything going on?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to be at Rebecca Creek Distillery on the 25th of March. I'm going to be performing with Mr. Jason Johnson, so come up there. I'm DubXL. Follow us on dubxl.com, squarespace.com. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, under Drew Blues Comedy. And also, if you want some 25% games, I'm going to be doing podcasts on YouTube too, just doing gameplay. So if you want any games that I'm playing for 30% off, just hit me up, and I'll give you my code. But this is fun, man. Thank you so much for this.
No, I really appreciate your time, man.
Bro.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.